So, what are the challenges that a teacher faces here in Thailand?
Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good
Okay, so in today's video, I'll talk to you about what are the top challenges, how do you teach English, what do you teach, and why do you teach what you teach? Three important questions. So let's begin with the first one. The top challenges are most Thai students, even at the high school level, except those from very international schools or those who've lived abroad, most Thai students do not have the ability to speak in English.
wake up.
At most, they can say thank you. They have a few words and maybe about 10 sentences that they can use, not more than that. So if you go off their vocabulary or ask them something else, then they'll struggle. And they've been learning English for 10 years, 12 years, sometimes even in the university, they're not able to read and comprehend. Reading skills are not existent almost. Now, let me tell you, the first challenge that you face as a foreign teacher is how do you get students to speak in English? They have great anxiety here in Thailand among students who cannot speak English. They are very scared. They have this cultural thing of losing face. So if you ask a student some question in the class and they're not able to answer it, they may not like the experience. It's a cultural thing, and it's okay. So what you need to do is do a lot of drills, do a lot of basic vocabulary, start with introductions, then talk about pronouns, give them a few words, everyday vocabulary, like food items, things they see and come across every day, how to make questions, how to give opinions. How to make questions is still basic, but how to talk about something, give opinions, agree or disagree would be in the intermediate level. And then you could go to more complicated conversations in the advanced levels. So don't be in this mindset that just because somebody went to school in Thailand in an English, so-called English medium school, that they will be able to converse or even have the basic ability to communicate in English. It's very rare, and I'll be quite surprised if you prove me otherwise. And I've been here for a while, and I've been in many cities, except for some circles in Bangkok. I haven't seen this happen, right? So the big challenge for teachers is they need to deal with zero English. They need to deal with, so if they're used to doing a lot of teacher talk, that's not going to work. That'll make them very unpopular. The second big challenge is knowing the right way to teach. Now, there is no one right way. It all depends on the class and a lot of other factors. So as a teacher, you must be very adaptable to the situation. So depending on what you get. Sometimes some classes are a lot more enthusiastic, want to learn. Others are just not interested because they don't care. It's just another subject. Even if they don't study, they're still going to get through that class. Yes, nobody fails in Thailand. And if, as teachers, you mark them down, you'll get pressure from other teachers or from the administration. They won't tell you to just pass them, but just to be politically correct, they would say, give them another chance, take extra classes, make sure they get through the exam. And they would repeat that till they actually get through the test. So you get the point, right? So the first challenge is zero English. Second challenge is nobody fails. Everybody's got to get through your subject. The third big challenge is what do you teach? What do you teach? You teach basic English. That means you start with words, you start with word drills, then a sentence structure, sentence drills, repetition over a long time, 2 or 3 classes at least, and then give them the chance to produce that language in groups and then collectively as a class before you go and tackle them individually. Very important. The other big thing, what do you teach? A lot of foreign teachers, especially those who've gone to shady TEFL schools, I say shady because not all TEFL schools are good, In fact, any of those TEFL schools in Thailand, right, with brick and mortar TEFL school, what do they teach? They teach teachers to show pictures. They call that a PPP method, and it may or may not work in all places. So that stuff initially is good if you're not a teacher and then you just want to get through some demo class, get the job. But over time, you realize that that's not working. It works with kids, like really young kids in kindergarten or in pratom. It works with primary students. It does not work with university students, high school students, even secondary students. So what do? What you do is you show videos, you show context, let them relate to stuff, give a lot of audiovisual input, and have friendly discussions. First thing you need to do is create the atmosphere where nobody's anxious. People can talk. There are games. Okay? Don't misunderstand that as being, someone who's there to perform for the kids. No, that's not what it is. Reduce the anxiety. That's why you play games. Make it fun so that they are able to participate and they're not conscious. Okay, so why do you teach what you teach? You teach basic English because if you start teaching prose or complicated texts, it's not going to fly. It's just counterproductive. So you need to start with the basics. No matter what class you're teaching, first gauge, do a needs assessment, then come up with your lesson plans, right? I have some on my website, and if you don't know that I have a website, the link's in the description. Go there and you can see some links to lesson plans that are useful for Thailand. Lesson plans are of different styles in different countries, different situations. So please refrain from judging lesson plans made for Thailand, especially those who are used to writing lesson plans like a script, right? Because improvisation and adaptability are individual skills. So the teacher needs to adapt the lesson plan to whatever conditions are present in the class. So these are some of the challenges. Thai students have a big problem with their native tongue influence. So you got to understand that whenever they try to say some word, it's not their fault. So be sympathetic, try to help them, because they are being taught to say certain letters or sounds in certain ways. Like L is always switched with R, so rice can become lice, lice can become rice. They can say both the sounds, but they for some reason switch. And there is also a big problem with word endings and the sound S. They don't say that. So if there is a word like watches, they cannot say it. They just say what. They can't even say the ch and sh sound. So these are some of the major takeaways. So you need to deal with these sounds, teach them how to do it, be patient. And when you've got through these basic hurdles, then you get into the real teaching mode. My first class always is introductions, very friendly session, and I teach them classroom language. That means things they can say in English when they don't understand. Like they could just say, "Teacher, I didn't understand this. Can you please repeat?" Things like that, small things, but very important things that gets them used to speaking in English. There are lots of other things that I could mention, but the video could get too long. I'll make a part 2 of this. So I hope you liked it, and I hope it's provided some insight into being a teacher, a foreign teacher here in Thailand. If you liked the video, please do like it and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I already have some. Check out the playlists and also the links. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. See you in the next one.